Hey guys, it's CK here. Today I have another Yu-Gi-Oh video. It's a little bit different because I'm in my dorm. I'm in a different space and I'm doing like an actual camera video, hopefully, because it's gonna be a little bit of a discussion because I'm a huge Volcanic player. I love the deck to death. I have it right here. That's like one of the few decks I played, and the new OCG set, Blazing whatever, it most likely won't have Volcanic cards, but again, with all these new archetypes that Konami's doing and hopefully new support for older archetypes, Volcanics are there to be added. Basically, I have 3 new what if support cards to add, basically boost Volcanics up to a place where it could be possibly meta. So to begin, guys, we're going to talk about Volcanics and what they do already, right? So one, you have your Volcanic Rocket, you basically your main normal summon, a good level 4 1900 beat stick. It searches a Blazing Accelerator card, I'm pretty sure, which is great because Reload's also treated as a Blazing Accelerator card. They have the Volcanic cards that want to be sent to the graveyard, like Volcanic Shell is a free shell, again, card support. You have Volcanic Scattershot, which is the level 3 that again destroys and then burns. More themes in the archetype. And you have Volcanic Counter, sort of, mainly just a burn card, but it likes to be in the graveyard, right? Basically like Shell. You also have Volcanic Queen, Volcanic Doomfire, these big Volcanic cards. Except, like, again, I would like to incorporate them, but again, this build is probably going to be like the main competitive Volcanic build, where it's a lot of stun, a lot of destruction, a lot of reloading, drawing cards. So that's basically the end of the archetype. Then you have these reload cards. You have Tri-Blaze Accelerator, Blaze Accelerator Reload. Again, we're basically going to play off the Trap card, which allows you to send a Volcanic card, basically triggering a Scatter Shot and then drawing a card. So it's a draw engine, right? With those in mind, I'm probably going to incorporate a little bit of the burn aspect because Scattershot doing 15, possibly doing twice. I'm going to be doing sending cards to graveyard, like cards that work well with Scattershot. I think those are mainly it. Possibly drawing cards, possibly more searching cards. So again, the 3 cards I'm going to add, guys. I might have some graphics, I might not, just because I have to make these cards myself. But I'm talking about a Link 1, a Field Spell, and another card to be sent with Reload. The reason I chose this is because Link 1s are so busted. You can definitely do something off a normal summon. Because again, Reload, summoning Rocket's fine, but you want to do something more off that. Field spells are so good. They basically make archetypes being searchable by terraforming. They're often searchers themselves. They do multiple effects often. And then just a card user with reload, because once you're done with scatter shots and shells, there's nothing a lot you can do. Again, you're in a good position, but to be a meta deck, to be a top tier deck, you want to do even beyond that, right? So this Link 1 monster, guys, is probably gonna have 1 arrow pointing down. Not like it needs it though, but like just so you can summon another one, right? It takes 1 level 4 or lower Volcanic card, so it takes a rocket or a shell or a scatter shot, maybe if you're desperate, which is great. It'll have 1000 attack, so it'll have less attack than rocket, so that's a trade-off, but you can then profit off shell. And what his effect guy says, oh, it's also always treated as a Blaze Accelerator Reload. That's probably going to be a common theme in this, because again, having cards trigger off reload is just so good, right? It basically triggers a scatter shot. Pay 500 life points, guys, then discard a Volcanic card, and then draw a card. Hard once per turn. That's all it does. So basically, it's a reload on legs, right? This is basically so that you can actually do 1 card combo plays and then do stuff off hands that like you couldn't normally do, right? So the problem with Rocket is you get the reload, but you can't activate that turn. And that's something that you always have to do. Like, that's why Volcanics usually stun a lot, because you have that 1 extra turn to set trap cards. Usually, basically the optimal play is you basically have Shell, which is usually a dead draw. You can't really trigger it frame 1 or turn 1 actually, because of reload being a trap card. You basically summon Shell, Link summon it into your Link 1 Volcanic card. It's also a Volcanic card, by the way. You trigger Shell, get another Shell in hand, and then what you can do is pay 500 life points, trigger Shell, send Shell to draw another card, right? So again, the draw support, but that's a huge life point cost, right? You're paying what? You can basically need another Shell. You get a 3rd Shell, right? You're paying 1500 life points to do all that, which is really cool. And also you have a 1000 beat stick. Again, it's Scattershot. You can also Rocket, summon it, and then summon into this, and then get a card off immediately. 1, you can use it, and also you have reload. Again, you sacrifice 900 life points, but it's still worth it when you can possibly get a scatter shot. It's not going to be a quick play like reload, because that'd be just too good. It's basically reload then. It's once per turn you can pay. So it's really good, but it's not overtly broken. I'm not gonna make Volcanics a Link summoning deck. It's just gonna be a card that gives you a little bit of card advantage in the beginning. The more broken cards are coming basically in the field spell, because the field spells are just so good. But the second card, guys, is a field spell. It is not going to be a Volcanic card. It's probably going to be basically some sort of reload. It's always going to be treated as Blazing Accelerator Reload, so you can search it with Rocket, right? So what this spell card do, this field spell card does, is you can straight up, when it's activated, you can search a Volcanic card. So this is a super cool mini loop engine that I can see other decks run, potentially add Volcanics as a way better engine. That's also what kind of I want my support to be. Obviously, it could be a tier 1 deck, potentially maybe, but you can definitely add it to decks to boost it because I love the engine in general, right? So what happens is you can summon Rocket. Rocket searches the field spell or Blaze Accelerator reload, either or. And then you can activate the field spell and get yourself another Rocket. So that's a mini engine here, but also you can get combo pieces, right? You can get the Scattershot to be used and then draw a card. Again, the Scattershot's in the graveyard, in the deck. Sometimes you want to be in the deck. You want to get your shells so then you can keep using them, right? Or just get yourself another Rocket. The reason I don't think it's that broken, one, because you can get accessibility, but two, mainly you want your cards out of your deck as fast as possible. Like your shell gets them straight from the deck, Scattershot pulls them straight from the deck. You might just want to use it to get yourself another Rocket, so then you can set yourself up for next turn. The second effect is, guys, whenever a Volcanic card is sent by another Volcanic card or by reload, you gain 500 cards for each being sent. I worded it this way because shells won't normally activate. Like you wouldn't activate the life point, getting 500 life points for each card wouldn't activate when you just normally send cards with like a Twin Twisters or something like that, right? So because that's sort of a broken, using shell and getting life points back. It's mainly used for whenever it's sent by a Volcanic card, like your Link 1 or reload, you'll get life points back so you can recover the life points that you lost. Also, Scattershot not only becomes a 3,000 life point swing, which is probably why it's such a power play. It will now become such a power play. You will not only destroy all your opponent's monsters, right? But you also inflict basically 1,500 life points, and then for each card sent by a Volcanic card with Volcanic card effect or by a reload, right? So then you'll gain 500 for the reload, and when Scattershot effect sends 2 more Scattershots, right? That's technically sent by a Volcanic card effect, right? So then you'll also gain 1,000 life points, ended up totaling to 1,500 life points gained, 1,500 life points lost by your opponent. That is very powerful, basically off like a 1-card combo. I'm pretty sure you just activate the field spell, get your shell, summon shell, get your normal monster, get shell back, and then it's crazy. You can do really cool stuff with that. But yeah. And lastly, the third effect, which is something Volcanic engine needed so much, is a way of recycling, right? So basically, this is probably going to be field spell deck. But once per turn, you can target 3 Volcanic cards that are either banished or in your graveyard, return them to the deck. And then I'm not going to let you say draw 1 card because that'd be too good. That'd be just way too good. But the reason why you can do that is, one, if any of Volcanic cards get banished, it sucks. If one Scattershot gets banished, you're screwed so much because Call By the Grave is a prevalent card. If you banish Scattershot, you're basically screwed because there's no way to recover it. Also, you want cards from the graveyard back into your deck to be used, right? With this, it's so good because then you can basically reload your deck. You can reload your Scattershots back in your deck to be able to be used in your opponent's turn using the actual Blaze Accelerator reload. I really wanted a draw effect, but I think that's just too much. That's just too overpowered. But it's better than Royal Firestorm Guards because Royal Firestorm Guards needs exactly 5. It has to be 5 target. That's sort of hard to do early game, right? But sending 3 is the perfect number. 3 is pretty good because if it's any more than that, if you have a wider option, it'd be too broken. 3 is a good number because it's the minimum that you need to send Scattershot back, but it's also not big enough that it's too much. Also, it's small enough that it's not so much of a power play late game, right? Imagine a card where you can send your shells, your Scattershots, and your other cards back into your deck. Too good, right? So this field spell is a searcher. This field spell allows you to get life points back, and lastly, this field spell allows you to recycle cards back, which really helps the Volcanic cards. So the last card, guys, is this Volcanic card that's going to be level 2 that wants to be sent by reload, right? It's going to take aspects of Shell and Scattershot. It's going to take best of both worlds. It's going to be another card that can be used early, mid, late game, whatever, right? So this card basically has minimum stats. The stats don't matter, but the stats don't matter, guys. What it does, if it's sent by a reload card, much like Scattershot, 1, you pay 500 life points. 2, you can target 1 card, anyone in the field destroy, and then 3, you can then add another copy of itself, right? So that's really good. Because 1, if you negate it, it negates all 3 things. 2, it can destroy spell cards, right? And it'll destroy 1 card. Again, it's not like Scattershot where it's a non-targeting destruction nuke, but it allows you to destroy spell cards, allows you to display face-up spell and field spell, trap cards. But it doesn't have the raw destruction that Scattershot have. And it's also more accessible because it can be used, well, it doesn't need all 3 copies, right? It does not do burn damage. I think it could potentially do burn damage, but I think that's already enough as it is. But guys, those are my 3 cards. You have another card to be used to be able to destroy spell and trap cards. Again, another card that can pop things. You have the field spell, which is probably the most broken card. You can probably have the Link 1 that allows you to do combo plays straight off the gate. give you some sort of like beat stick of 1,000. It does something, and then allows you to send cards as a reload if you don't draw, right? So again, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It's a little bit different content. Again, I'm in a new place, but if you guys have any ideas of new Volcanic cards, again, you could have Volcanic Spellbook of Prophecy down there. It could be anything. I would love to see you guys' ideas. Hopefully y'all agree with me. Will this deck be meta? I don't think so, but I think that's it, guys. Hopefully I can see you guys' opinions down below in comments, but I think that's it, guys. Double Costin out. I said double Costin, right? I think that's it, guys. TK Slider out. What's up, guys?
Peace, YouTube.